Ladies and gentlemen, to your 2026 weekly finance sheet. Okay, that was probably unnecessary. Nonetheless, we are here, and you're here because you've either been given a little link to this YouTube video or you just stumbled across it and you have access to this weekly financial spreadsheet that I created for 2026. Now, this is going to be a game changer, and I'm going to show you in this video, as concise as I can, how to use this spreadsheet. And the reason you want to be doing this is because instead of going, yeah, I think I know how much I spend, or I wonder, yeah, I got a pretty good idea how much I earn, you will know without a doubt, clear as day. It can be even a little confronting for some when you start this process, but this will be able to tell you how much you earn, how much you're spending, where you're spending that money, and also your weekly and monthly subscriptions, as well as your investments. There's a number of things you can do in this spreadsheet, which is getting me really stoked, because what is this going to do? It's going to give you financial empowerment or financial literacy. You're going to understand where you're at in your finances, and that's very helpful. And not a lot of people do. They kind of got an idea, but not like this. So you're already one step at the game. Let's talk about how to use this spreadsheet. First and foremost, number one thing that you're going to do once you open the spreadsheet is go File, Make a Copy, and then you're going to rename the copy whatever you want to name it. This, when you press Make a Copy, this will be your copy of this spreadsheet. So do that first and foremost, because this version is just the master file. It's just a blank template. And so don't edit this version. Go File, Make a Copy, and create your own unique version. Cool. Now, how this works is I've dated everything in here. So for example, the 29th to the 4th, which is Monday to Sunday, the 5th to 11th, Monday to Sunday. In that sense, what I'm encouraging is that on Sundays, you sit down, you spend maybe 20 minutes of your time, and you fill out your weekly finances. Now, you'll get into your routine. This is just a recommendation, but it's set up from Monday to Sunday. So how does it work? There's a number of tabs here. We're just going to start with the expenses tab, and I'm going to break it down. So what I would do on a Sunday, I'd grab a piece of paper and a pencil. I'd open up my different bank accounts. I've only got one open here, just one of the bank accounts that I use just for this example. Then on that piece of paper, I'd just write down one column that says earnings and one column that says expenses for the week. Yeah? Then I would check the dates. I mean, this is filmed in December, so I'm not going to have any dates for January yet, but I'll just go to an older one. And let's just pretend this is for the 29th to the 4th. I'd go into my bank account, and one of them, I'd start with the 29th to the 4th, right? And I'd go through. Here's my first earnings, $711. I'd write that down. $90 from a dancing client. And you start putting in, here we go, expenses, $96.23 for groceries. That's also more groceries. Google One, there's my first subscription, so $14.99. Google One, and I'd write it down on the piece of paper, not just the price of the expense, but what the expense is. Yeah, and so there's another, that's a dance performance, so I'd write down that client as well. Big W Cartwright, that's going into fuel, and the list goes on, rents, so forth. It might be electricity, could be food. Write it all down on a piece of paper. Now, once you got that all down on a piece of paper, your earnings for the week and your expenses for the week, we'll start with the expenses column. I want you to add it up. So you add up your expenses for the week, the whole total, and let's just say it's $799 for your expenses for the week. Then I want you to add up your total earnings for the week, and let's just say, in this case, it's $811. Cool? So you would put in your weekly earnings and your weekly expenses. Yeah? Then you would just grab a calculator, or if you're a whiz at math, you could do that off the top of your head, but I'm just going to use a calculator. So I'd go 811 minus 799, and you'd start right there. And that is $12 in profit. So I'd put that green, and that's how I know for this week I made $12 of profit. But if you didn't, and your expenses were more than, let's just say it was minus 50, then you would just color it red. and that just lets you know, oh, I didn't profit this week. But in this case, we're doing good. We're in the green. So once you've done that, you simply would go across and fill out, so 799, and then you would add up which amount of those expenses was food. Well, I spent 104 on groceries, my combined total. What was your rent? Let's say it was 240 or something like that. And you'd keep going across. Now, you can rename these columns whatever you want, right? So fuel, I use fuel and car as like car insurance and fuel, business expenses. So you could literally write, let's say my Google OneDrive is a business expense. I've designed the columns that you could type in letters and text and it still adds it up. So phone, if it's bills, if it's personal growth. Like I said, this is just a little template that I use for me. You probably won't have music here. Maybe you'd have something else, right? But you can customize whatever these columns are. And so you go through, you write out all your expenses. Now, what's really cool about this is as I go along and each week I fill this out, right? What I'm gonna start to notice is there's a total for the month. So my total expenses for the month and then my total expenses for the year. So as it starts to come, you start to see what's your total expenses for the year? How much are you spending on average on food? And so you'll see your monthly total as well as the total for the year up the top. Monthly, yearly, which is really cool as you go on. So I hope that makes sense in terms of what to do with the expenses. I've also added a nice little bonus at the bottom of the expenses tab, which is your profited week. So each week you profit, you just write it in there. So it's like, okay, I have 6 weeks of profit so far. I've also added sick and injuries. If you get sick at all throughout the year, write it down. Just put a date. Just be like Jan 15th, had a cold. And it's kind of cool to notice how many times you were sick throughout the year and how many times you were injured. Anyway, sidetracking. Coming now to total earnings. Our total earnings was 811 for the week. So we put it here, 811. Was it a business earning? Well, let's just say I did 90 for a dance client, and that was invoice 54 that I sent them, and 200 for a dance performance, and I sent them invoice 50. Actually, key tip here, instead of writing, like, because I send invoices to my clients, instead of writing 54 like that, because it will total it, you got to write 54 so it doesn't add it up in the price. Just some key tip. So, yep, invoice, and that's to say that was 55. Cool. So, 290 was from business earnings, and let's say 515 was from employment earnings, and you could write your company if you want. Investment earnings, did you earn any interest of your investments? And other, maybe you got a gift, maybe your family was just giving you money for your birthday. That's where you could put. And once again, customize any of these columns to write anything else you want there. So, same thing here. You got your monthly earnings here, and then you got your total earnings for the year in each column. Very handy. Then you come across to this, your weekly and monthly payments. This is a game changer. Why? Because sometimes when you do your finances each week, you notice a rogue payment and you're like, where did that come from? You can just look up the merchant, right? So let's say I went here and I'm like, I mean, this is obvious, but let's say you didn't know what, you're like, where's this? Guzzies and Gomans. And then you can just click and it shows you. You could either look it up on Google, it'll show you the merchant, and that will help remind you. Or you might notice you're subscribed to something that you thought you stopped the subscription a while ago. I was subscribed to a singing course that I thought I'd canceled ages ago. And I noticed when I did my weekly finances, I hadn't clicked uncancel. And sometimes those are the worst because they're only like $14 going out of your account. You don't really notice. But over a year, that could be like 140 bucks just gone. So this is going to be really key. This is where you can type in, you can write in whatever your subscriptions are. So whether it be your business subscriptions, maybe you have Logic Pro or something. I think Logic Pro does a yearly payment now. So maybe it's something like Lightroom if you're a photographer, or it's some sort of premium account. Maybe it's ChatGPT Plus, whatever it is. So you'd write your subscriptions here. So let's say it was $14.99 for Spotify this week and $22 for YouTube Premium. Boom. You don't have to put anything here. It will start adding up the total subscriptions for the month and then the total for the year. So as I put it down here, same thing. Total for that and total for the year, which is super cool. So that will just do its magic for you. Excellent. So that's subscriptions. Now, I've got a travel log here. I don't know if you need a travel log for your business, if you have a business, but that's there if you need it. If not, you can just delete it. You can write, the date that you traveled, where you're going, the purpose of your trip, and the kilometers. So let's say you did 30 kilometers to get to an event. I just put it in dollar signs, but it means kilometers. Then you have investments. If you have some cool investments, whether it's crypto investments, you could put, your different, or let's say you're investing in some different stock. You can just write the business that you're investing in or its codex, and then you can put how much you invested. You could also copy that over and how much, interest you've made. You can track it all here. Upcoming expenses. I don't really use this one, but just in case you need it, you can use that as well. And then different terms. If you're handing this to your financial sort of accountant at the end of tax return year, and you've got in business expenses, you've got, $14.99 for Jimmy Neutron. And the accountant's not really going to know what that means, but you could just put, hey, whenever I use this term, Jimmy Neutron, it is a dance subscription to help with my dance business or something like that. And so they know what terms you're using. Cool. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any further questions, you could just reach out to me, put it in the YouTube comment, and I can answer. But this will be a game changer. And each year you do this, you can see, like I said, did you improve this year with your finances? Did you get better? And you could just go like, last year, for example, in 2025, I spent quite a lot on music. And I was like, okay, I'm going to tone that down next year. Or maybe it was one year you spent crazy amounts on books or, donations, whatever it is. Your bills, you might go, you know what, do I really need to subscribe to this year? That extra $50 a week is probably going to be costing me. So you can cancel. And so it'll just give you a way better idea of where you're at financially. Go do the thing, stay consistent, enjoy, give me any feedback. And I really hope 2026 is the best year financially for you.